Right lads, we're back again, another video, and this one is going to be talking about season tickets and general ticket prices, because we all know that football is a bit more about the money these days and clubs really need it. Especially, obviously, we're not really talking about the biggest of clubs here, we are talking about Scottish Championship clubs, and for the majority of cases these clubs do really need the ticket money. So in some aspects you can see why they put up prices and stuff like that, but in most other cases it's still quite an unaffordable thing for some people, and people do hedge their bets when they're going to purchase a season ticket now or pay at the gate throughout the season and pick and choose their games. So we're now going to go through the full Scottish Championship and compare and contrast in season ticket prices and also pay at the gate prices for adults alone, and we'll see kind of how it differs throughout the league. I've got a list of clubs here, and the basis of this video was because of the kind of sort of backlash that came from Dunfermline announcing, my own club, announcing that they were going to be upping season ticket prices in general and also the walk-up price, the pay at the gate price in the coming season. And it sparked me to do this video because then lists came out, obviously, with new ticket prices coming into fruition. Lists came out of the comparing the whole championship and who's got the cheapest ticket, who's got the most expensive, who's kind of bumping up their prices, etc. So we're going to go through the full lot and see who's got the best price, who's got the best value for money, and who is maybe slightly over-edging themselves. So at the bottom of the list you've got Alloa Athletic and Arbroath. Alloa on £210 for a season ticket and a £17 pay at the gate price, and Arbroath on a £220 season ticket and an £18 pay at the gate price. Remember, these are all adult prices. I think that's pretty indicative of the league. Obviously, Alloa are providing very good value for money. Their season ticket also includes friendly matches and playoff matches, so overall, Alloa is by far probably the best value for money in the league, considering it gives you access into other games other than just the league games, and also it is the cheapest season ticket in the league. So kudos to Alloa and kudos to the setup there, because obviously it depends on what they can afford to put into place, but they've done well to make it those prices, and it gives their fans reasons to head along to different games as well, friendlies and playoff matches as well. It gives them that extra incentive to go and then purchase food programmes and get the club a bit more revenue as well. Arbroath are on a similar tone to that as well. They've obviously just came up to the league, and they're a tenner difference in season ticket price and £1 difference in pay at the gate price. It's kind of six and half a dozen of the rest really, because they're not that much different in prices, and they are the two teams that you probably would expect to have the cheapest season tickets in the league anyway. The next two that I'm going to talk about are Ayr United at £260 season ticket and £18 walk-up price, and Inverness at £278 season ticket and £20 walk-up price. Now I probably should have included Ayr United within the £18 walk-up price because they're a very similar bracket to both Alloa and Arbroath. The walk-up price is the exact same as Arbroath's, and Ayr United's season ticket is a further £40 up from Arbroath's, which I would sort of expect that, to be fair, because Ayr United are a bigger club than Arbroath, and not that the stadium is a hell of a lot different, but they're a championship club. They've been a bit more established than Arbroath have been, obviously, so you would expect them to have a dearer season ticket price anyway, and the walk-up price is quite impressive considering the difference in the season ticket price, but the walk-up price is the exact same. So again, another well done to Ayr United now. And then the other one I mentioned, Inverness Cali. They've got a £278 season ticket, which is about almost £20 up from Ayr United's, and a further £2 up in pay at the gate price. £20 is kind of the cap that I would give to a Scottish Championship team, if I'm being quite honest. I wouldn't really expect to pay a lot more than that. I think £20 for a football game is the max that it should be, so I'm going to let Inverness off here. They're the highest team that I've mentioned so far, but I think £20 is a decent enough price for a Scottish Championship game. It should be, as I said, the kind of cap or the maximum that a club should make fans pay to get in. Then we've got Queen of the South at £285 for a season ticket and an £18 walk-up, and Morton with a £295 season ticket and a £20 walk-up. And again, these are two clubs, very sort of similar sort of stadiums, you know what I mean? The size of the clubs, they're both quite similar in that aspect. £285 and £295 respectively for both Queen of the South and Morton season tickets. And the only difference is the walk-up price, where Morton are charging £20 and Queen of the South are charging £18. So Queen of the South are better on both regards. They've both got the cheaper season ticket and a cheaper walk-up price than Morton, who are a further £10 up in season ticket price and £2 in walk-up. As I said, £20 would be the cut-off for me, so I'm going to let Morton pass with that one. And £295 for a season ticket. I don't really know much of a cap on season ticket prices, if I'm being quite honest, because it's a season ticket and I don't know really how you value that. I would say that once you get past maybe the £350 mark, that is probably far too much. So I'll let Morton off with that sort of season ticket price, but the walk-up price, as I said, I would also let them off with that as well. In the next two, very close in fact, Dunfermline and Partick Thistle. Dunfermline's highest season ticket for an adult, past the early bird offer as well, because we do early bird offers, which means you get a cut price if you do it within a certain time period, and then it cuts off and the price goes up. So this is the price for non-early bird times. £305 for Dunfermline, £310 for Partick Thistle, and they're both a £20 walk-up price. As I said, maybe for season tickets I would cut it off at around £350, maybe even less than that, maybe about £330, because I would think that would maybe be just a bit too much for some people. And even this, it did have a bit of backlash when it was initially announced by Dunfermline, so £305 in itself had a bit of a backlash, but I would say that's fine. I'd say it's pretty fair. £305 and then a £5 up for a Partick Thistle season ticket, and £20 walk up again. As I said, I'm fine with that really, I'm fine with both those prices. And aye, clubs need to make their money some way, and the bigger the stadiums get, the more upkeep they need to have, the more money that goes into that sort of stuff, so I can understand why Dunfermline had to up their prices, and I'm not sure about the rest of the league, but if they did up their prices I can sort of understand it, apart from one to come later. Next up are the two Dundee clubs, and these are the final two clubs, of course. I'm going to speak about them individually because they do have a wee bit of a different pricing structure. £380 for a Dundee United season ticket and a £24 walk-up. If I'm being honest, I do sort of expect this for the Dundee clubs. I'm not giving them a kind of buy in this because I don't think it's a good price, if I'm being quite honest, but I just expect the Dundee clubs to charge that amount of price, if I'm being honest. But I personally would be quite tentative in paying that if I was a Dundee United season ticket holder. £380 to go and watch, 18 league games, and I don't think theirs would include friendlies and playoff games. For 18 games at £380, I can't exactly do the maths, but I imagine that's not really a great value for money overall. In fact, let me just do the sums. 380 divided by, there is 9 teams in our league, so you play them 4 times over, 36 games, divided by 2, 18, £21. So it's slightly over my average for the championship. I said £20, so it's around £21 to get into Dundee United's ground. Would you expect it? Because as I said, it's the Dundee clubs and I do just expect them to put their prices up anyway. Maybe so, but I still think it's quite a dear amount, and the £24 walk-up price is definitely too dear for me. £20, as I said, that should be the cap. And then here's the controversial one. Dundee, coming down for the Premiership and managing to offer about the 4th dearest season ticket in Scottish football, including the Premiership, not just in the Scottish Championship. It's definitely a strange one, because obviously you get relegated and you expect the prices to go down a bit, or let there be wee incentives. I'm not entirely sure if there has been extra incentives put in by Dundee. I've not really done the full research into it. I've just seen their prices, and I've seen that their season ticket is quite dear for what they're offering this season. So I would say that £395 is a bit over-egging it, and the walk-up price of £24 or £26 I've got here. So both those prices, as I say, £20 should be the cap, so 24 or 26 is far too dear in my opinion. But in terms of the hold on film and stuff, I mean, I don't really think that it was that big a deal, us putting our season ticket prices up. At the end of the day, clubs need to make their money, and the stadium upkeep, etc, etc. There's a lot of things that happen throughout a season that we know nothing about, and if the prices need to go up and they're not that extravagant, then I suppose it's fine, really. Because on that list, as you've seen, top was Dundee, second was Dundee United, third was Partick Thistle, fourth was Dunfermline, and then the rest of the clubs don't really have stadiums very much similar to that top four. So for Dunfermline to be bottom of the league in terms of fully finished stadiums, if you know what I mean, like fully four-sided, big massive stadiums, I think that's pretty fair. And in my opinion, I don't see the kind of uproar about it as much as others did. And that's it for this video, guys. Cheers for watching. If you did enjoy it, please give it a like. Comment down below. Have you got your season ticket? I've got mine, but are you purchasing a season ticket for your club? Obviously, I don't just have Scottish Championship fans on here, but mainly if you're a Scottish Championship fan, are you going to be purchasing your season ticket? Is it value for money, or are you just going to do pay at the gate and choose your games next season? And also, subscribe for more of this type of content. And until the next video, which will be most likely a preview for the Scotland game this weekend, which I am going to, I'll see you then. Cheers, guys.